You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to take a break and get some air. It's Sunday. Let's go play some poker. So after the hellacious storm that knocked out a shit ton of power in St. Louis last night, the weather today is actually pretty decent. Not a ton of humidity. I need to find something to eat before I go play poker though. Otherwise I'll just be a trembling, shaking mess.
Welcome to Steak and Shake. My name is Kyle. Can I make first for you there?
Yeah, I'll take something that tastes like a Big Mac. And can you make your fries like McDonald's makes them? And I'll just take a water.
Total 631. Go ahead and pull around.
Thank you. They didn't make it exactly how I ordered it, but I'll eat it. Now that my stomach is full, I'm ready to play poker. You ever try playing poker on an empty stomach? It's not a good time. I didn't think that car was going to let me over. They're getting ready to feel the power of the Ford Taurus. Jaman, why are you parked up on the roof? Because it's nice outside. I'm gonna let my car get some sun. I don't think she originally came with a mustache. The one thing I haven't decided yet is if this is going to be one of those quick 3-4 hour sessions or one of those long 8 to 10 hour sessions. I guess I'll let the table decide that for me. So this started off as a pretty normal hand, played in a pretty normal way until the river. So under the gun limps for 2, there's a caller. Action folds to me and I raise it to $15 in position with King Jack offsuit. The action folds back around to the under the gun limper and he calls. The other player folds. So heads up we see a flop of deuce, deuce, 9. He checks to me, and I put in a standard continuation bet of $25, which he quickly calls. The turn is good for me, it's a jack. He checks to me, and I'm going to bet this jack 100% of the time. I bet 40, and he calls again. The river's the 3 of clubs, which should be a blank, yet he leads into me for $150. I can't really put him on a hand that would play it in this fashion. Maybe flopped quads. You would think a flopped full house would get some more money in on the turn, and I just can't see him getting to the river with pocket 3s for a river full house, so I call. He doesn't show, but instantly mucks his hand. He shakes his head like he's kind of disgusted with himself, picks up his chips, and then leaves the poker room. I don't know if I remembered it always being so fishy up here on Sundays, but there's a lot of fish in that room right now. This session's going to end one of 2 ways. Either I'm going to have all the chips in St. Louis, or I'm going to be broke in probably about 30 minutes. couple semi-decent players did just join the table, so that opened things up for me to make a few more moves here and there. But in no means am I going to go crazy, because these players still just call too much. So I'm not thinking about the vlog all the time. And when the Singapore noodles finally showed up, I just dug right in. Not even thinking you guys might want to see what they look like before I started tearing into them. They were damn good though. So now I'm going to sit and return a couple emails before going back to the table. Alright, back to the thing. Okay, things are going pretty well for the night when this hand happens. I pick up pocket jacks in the cutoff, and it's limped to me 3 ways. I make it $15. It folds around to the original limper, and he calls, and everyone else folds, so we see a flop heads up. The flop is pretty good for me. It's Jack, 7-4 with 2 hearts. Under the gun checks, I bet 25 and he check raises me to 50 with about $550 left in his stack. Obviously, I know I have the best hand here. I want to get stacks in, so I tanked for a while to think about my sizing. I was pretty sure he was probably on a flush draw. Most likely ace jack of hearts, 5-6 of hearts, 9-10 of hearts, something like that. I decided on making it 175, and he insta-shoved, to which I insta-called. The board pairs on the turn, so I no longer need to worry about his obvious flush draw. I almost fell out of my seat when he turned over pocket kings. So when I said earlier that either I was going to be broke or I'm going to have all the chips, I have all the chips. I'm having one of those sessions where I have a God image. And it just so happens that everything I'm doing is right. I definitely have a few hands to talk about. Actually, I have more than a few hands. In fact, I don't know if I can talk about all the hands. I might have to make a separate vlog just for the hands. I have definitely decided one thing. It's time to start working out again. Even though my forearm's still healing, that doesn't keep me from getting on the treadmill, does it? Right. I think between the Vegas trip and the whole forearm surgery thing, I've just gotten lazy. So, starting tomorrow, treadmill time. So this was an interesting hand that I happened to catch on video where it's limped to me. I make it $12 from the cutoff with 10-9 offsuit and 3 people call. The flop is ace of clubs, 7 of spades, 8 of diamonds, and the small blind chooses to lead into me for $11, folds to me, and I make it 40. This kind of puts him in a pretty tough spot. I mean, it's obvious that he doesn't have a super strong ace or he would have raised pre-flop. He's played with me before, so he knows I'm likely to barrel a lot of turns and rivers. And he's not 100% sure that I don't have an ace. And most likely, if I do have an ace, it's bigger than his. So he thinks for a while, and he eventually folds. And a lot of this session went pretty similar to this hand, where I was playing pretty aggressively in position and trying to make players out of position define their hands. Okay, so here's the dilemma. I think at this point it's probably about 9 o'clock. I think I'm probably 6 or 7 hours into the session. And I quite literally have about 1,000 big blinds in front of me at my 1-2 game. But here's the issue. I'm getting a little tired. So, do I rough it out and keep playing with my God image? Or do I just pick up and go home? The God image doesn't come around every week, so you really want to maximize the time at the tables where you have it. On the other hand, you don't really want to make big mistakes because you're tired and you're playing a game. Then again, how big can the mistakes be in this game? So what would you guys do? Would you just rack up and leave and call it a session? Or would you stay and maximize your time with the God image? It's not like the things that I have to do at home can't wait until tomorrow. What really needs to be done on a Sunday night? I think I'll give it another hour and see how I feel then. That's what I'll do. Another hour. How long? Another hour. See these doors that say pull? When you try to push them, nothing happens. You'd think I'd know that by now.
Friggin' bully over here, isn't he? Pushing people around.
Almost had a conniption fit. Forgot I parked on the roof. Went to the first floor, my car was gone. So super session complete. So the results of today's session, I was in the game for 300 and I cashed out at 21.51. So up 18.51. That's a pretty damn good session. So I stuck it out for an extra hour after I felt like I was getting tired, and at that point the table had even kind of died a little bit and it was just time to go. It's not even really that late. It's 10 o'clock. So probably gonna go home, get some Game of Thrones in. So just in case I don't pick the camera up again, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button if you like these vlogs, and leave me a comment down below and I'll probably get back to you. Why is it so damn hot in here? Damn! It's 81 degrees in here. I guess I should have turned the thermostat on before I left the casino. It's hot as... So I took a look at my to-do list. The only thing on it is to go buy Gorilla Glue. It's 11 p.m. Does it look like I'm gonna get off the couch and go buy some Gorilla Glue? I know about half of y'all expect to see me buying some Gorilla Glue right now, don't you? I ain't gonna buy no Gorilla Glue tonight. Bet that.
You think